What is going on, all you incredible human beings who are worthy of love? Welcome to AIS 119, Ethnic Experience in the United States. My name is Dr. Thomas James Reed, otherwise known as TJ. My Oneida name is Liguadio, which means he is a good man in Oneida. I am English, Irish, Oneida, and German American, and I would love to tell you a little bit about myself in my family's Oneida language if I could. So allow me to reintroduce myself. I would say, Sagoli, Nadioliwus, Skanagoga, Skanago, Wugnuktani Wagitalota. Onyada aga ni I, Ugweawe ni I, Ugwedio ni Yoyaks. I just said in Oneida, greetings, what is the news? Are you with peace? I am with peace. I am Turtle Clan. I am people of the Standing Stone. I am Oneida. My Oneida name means he is a good man. Switching back over to English, it's going to be a great semester. We have 6 weeks of great content for you. Welcome to the show. We're going to be reading, watching videos, interacting with each other through discussion boards and through a GroupMe talking circle. So let's get into it. For this first class session, I'll give you an overview of the class, give you a little bit of introduction of me, of moi, and then I will tell you a little bit about the first week's materials. So let's get into it. So first and foremost, welcome. You're a human being who is worthy of love. Keep taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. 6-week course, you can reach out to me for office hours by appointment. And there's a Zoom link here, so feel free to reach out to me. All the class readings are available on Canvas underneath the articles on the homepage. You can read a little bit more about the course objectives and student learning outcomes. We're talking about the history, culture, contemporary issues of different ethnic groups. We're talking about different modes of domination as they happen across different peoples and different identities, and also talk about modes of responses of how people respond to these. So let's get into it. Make sure, if you miss more than 2 or more of our 6 modules, you would not pass the class. So be sure to be staying up to date on the modules. Just email me and reach out to me so we can figure out a plan and help you be successful in this class. And without any further ado, we'll get into the grading system here. Your attendance and participation is key. Attendance does matter in this asynchronous course, so making sure you're doing the weekly assignments, making sure to do the assignments that are sometimes on top of that, and then also the weekly GroupMe, which is a talking circle, which is a Native American practice of talking circle and also used by peoples all over the world. It's a way of getting in a circle digitally for us in this case, for us to be able to share ourselves, share our truth, oftentimes using a eagle feather. So I guess we'll be using a digital one here. This is a real one that my grandma gave me after I graduated from Cal State Long Beach for my master's. Whoever's holding it cannot tell a lie. So attendance participation is key. Midterm exam is going to be 20%, which will be a oral presentation of either a podcast, a video, or a social media video you create. A cover letter in LinkedIn, or a cover letter of any job that you want in a LinkedIn, either one that you have previously or one you create for this class. You can either screenshot or create a link to it or send a link to it to submit that assignment. And the final exam, the same format as the midterm, being either a podcast, a video, or a social media video. The only key there is you're not allowed to do the exact same thing for the midterm. It has to be new content. You could cover the same topics, which it's allowed to be up to 3 topics, which are related to the class, either from the class or outside of the class, which relate to history, culture, contemporary issues of different ethnic groups and people of different identities here in the United States, and sharing that with the class. So looking forward to it. Whatever you're passionate about, that's what I'm passionate about. That's what I want to learn about as well too. For our week 1 here, you can see we're going to go over some different terms in this reading here by Dr. Karenga, Malana Karenga, who is a teacher here at Cal State Long Beach and created Kwanzaa, and had the honor of having him when I took AIS 319 when I was a graduate student here at Cal State Long Beach. So here's some videos. You're watching this one right here. We're going to watch the history of ethnic studies on strike at UC Berkeley and what that was like, looking at just some more videos about ethnic studies as it relates to different communities at Cal State Long Beach and Compton, the diversity of different people that comprise Los Angeles. And you're going to respond on Canvas under discussions with that weekly module, minimum of 3 to 7 sentences. And same thing for GroupMe. We'll have a different prompt in there for introducing ourselves and doing agreements. And that is going to be 3 to 7 sentences there on the GroupMe, which you'll have a link for that in your email. Week 2, we're talking about Native history, cultures, contemporary issues. Week 3, we're talking about African-American history, culture, contemporary issues. Week 4 is the Chicano, Latino, Latinx history, culture, contemporary issues. And week 5 is the Asian American history, culture, contemporary issues. And lastly, but not least, week 6, we're going to cover various topics. And then we're also going to have you all turn in your midterm, your final exam as well too, I should say. So that final exam due on the end of week 6. You still have a weekly week 6 assignments to do as well with some videos and readings. And then you're going to be turning in that video, podcast video, or social media video. And that's 1:30 to 2 minutes is that right there. Here's some optional resources for you all, some YouTube playlists I've curated in case you're curious more about either STEM and ethnic experience in the US, learning more about environmental racism, which we'll talk about later, Pavungna, the sacred land that we're here on at Cal State Long Beach, on Gabrielino Tongva and Waneniwa Hachiman lands, a number of different topics. So that's the overview of the course, a little bit about me, which I will get into right now. So I already introduced myself in the Oneida language. Here's just some visual of the Oneida language in front of you so you can see just some of the differences in how the pronunciation, when I say Sagoli, the K is like a G. Could go on, just some of the distinctions of culture and language. Identity, I told you myself, I'm already an English, Oneida, Irish, German, American here, living in California. I have a US passport and a Haudenosaunee passport, which translates to the people of the Longhouse, which is made up of the Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca, and Tuscarora. I have a wife, her name is Julia. She is Mexican-American, she's Latina, and she's a Syrian-American individual. And we have 2 dogs together. Their names are Sydney and Millie. Sydney is the Maltese poodle here, sometimes referred to as Momo, and Millie, like Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas, and she's very sweet and cute, little one, very sweet. And that's my name there, Laguadio, which is Oneida for he is a good man. I got it when I was 9. They were going to call me he is a good boy. They said, you know what, let's call him he is a good man so that someday he can grow into a good man. And I think about that every day. How can I be a good man? My education, went to Foothill High School in Santa Ana in Central Orange County in 2008, went to Pepperdine University and graduated 2012, studied communication with an emphasis on rhetoric and leadership. Went to George Washington University for a Native American political leadership program in 2014, which is in DC. Went to the beach, Go Beach, Cal State Long Beach for a Master in Public Admin and a certificate in American Indian Studies. Finished 2016 there. University of San Diego, PhD in Leadership and Organizational Consulting. I finished in 2021. And at Harvard Kennedy School, I was an invited guest to classes of Nation Building 1 and 2 in the spring of 2023. And I'm a lifelong learner, so I continue to try to learn as much as I can every day. I was a neighborhood city councilman and director of Area E in Delray, California from 2013 to 2015 and served on the Land Use and Planning Committee there. In 2014, I interned at the National Congress of American Indians. And in 2015, I tried out for the professional Native American lacrosse team of the Haudenosaunee National Indoor Team using a traditional wooden lacrosse stick, because my great-grandpa used to make wooden lacrosse sticks. And I just very much, there's a spiritual device. Part of our creation stories lacrosse you'll learn about later in the semester. Every game being played here, there's a game being played in the spirit world. So it's deep and real to me. In 2018, I ran for Rancho Cucamonga mayor, and I plan to run for mayor perhaps in the future for another city, perhaps where I grew up at or in Tustin, California. So we'll see. And I just love to be a part of public service, whatever that looks like in the future. So greatest amount of good for the greatest amount of people. Currently an assistant professor here at Cal State Long Beach since August of 2022. I'm an adjunct professor at Vermont Law and Graduate School, teaching restorative justice in Indigenous communities since summer of 2021. I'm a trainer at the National Center on Restorative Justice at University of San Diego since summer of 2021. I am also a practitioner of restorative justice and community peacemaking, where I go across Turtle Island, otherwise known sometimes as North and South America, but primarily work in North America, bringing peace to different communities and helping people create community. I'm a program manager for the Haudenosaunee National Development Teams for lacrosse since October of 2019, member of the Haudenosaunee World Committee and Team Liaison for the Haudenosaunee at the 2023 World Lacrosse Men's Championship in San Diego, which was on Kumeyaay territory, the Native peoples here in San Diego. And I'm also a lacrosse creators game, medicine game, spirit game broadcaster. So I love talking about the game. I love bringing energy to the game, being around it that way as an announcer. My dreams, I would love to help free Leonard Peltier from imprisonment, known as the longest political prisoner in United States history since the late 1970s, and still resides unless he would be pardoned by a president or given a new trial. I'd love to eventually become mayor, a congressperson, senator, president of the United States, Haudenosaunee ambassador of the United Nations, perhaps whatever else I can help do good for, and enact legislative change for the greatest good, for the greatest amount of people, to help heal our world and universe. That's a picture of me as running for mayor in 2018, once upon a time. I do like to have fun, believe it or not. And right now I'm doing research about Native representation in video games, where I study a lot of different video game platforms. And I just also love video games as a way for me to heal and have fun as well too. Love graphic novels, sometimes known as comic books, but sometimes for graphic novels when they take on some more serious content and different ideas. Highly appreciate those. Love to skateboard, snowboard, surf, most board sports I can appreciate and love. I love lacrosse, particularly with a traditional hickory stick, I told you about before, the spiritual reasons for it. Love learning about language and culture, whether it's my own or other people's as well too. And that's a concept we'll learn in this class, we'll talk about soon. This notion of positive ethnocentrism, being rooted in my own identity, and then not viewing myself any better or any worse than anyone else, but engaging in this mutual reciprocity of sharing, of learning about other people's cultures and sharing my own. And I love being part of that. Love movies, TV, music, playing the drums, whether it's a traditional native hand drum or whether that is playing like on a drum set or a snare drum or different things. Love the drums. And I also love that practice of being mindful, meditation, and doing yoga. For the Haudenosaunee, it's specifically for my nation of the Oneida, it's all about having a good heart, a good mind, and a strong fire. And that good heart is having a love for yourself, love for your community, love for your family, love for your world, love for your universe. A good mind being at peace and having a generous sense of humor and not being afraid to laugh because life can be funny. And then also having your spiritual flame, that your flame that inside of you has the ability to ignite other people's spiritual flames as well too. So we're going to go into a talking circle on GroupMe this week as well too, and just some agreements I put forth that we're all human beings who are worthy of love, that respect and sharing. You don't have to agree with everything I say or what someone else says or what we've read or what you've seen. I just want to know what you believe and why. Truth has no fear from investigation. Treat others how you want to be treated. That notion of a good heart, good mind, strong fire. Whoever is speaking, everyone else is sending the speaker good, positive, and loving thoughts. And listening is valued as much as speaking. So just being that sponge and being present, being a good listener is a gift. And we're going to ask in that GroupMe talking circle when you're going to introduce yourself and ask if you would like to add any other agreements to our circle as well too in our time together. So you'll introduce yourselves in that GroupMe as well too, and talking about your name, your area of study, you're in school, desired career path, what you hope to get out of the class, something we should know about you. That's a little bit about what I want to know about you all as well too. As we create community, I care about my students. I want you all to be successful in this class and outside of this class. So for that reading for this first week, you saw on the syllabus, and you can always go to the syllabus to know what you're supposed to do for each week, for the readings, for the videos to watch, and for how you're supposed to respond. You can also go to Canvas and look at the discussions and look for each week what you're supposed to do. So in this reading by Dr. Milana Karenga, one of the key points, he talks about many. So I encourage you to please read the whole thing. For other readings going forward, it's okay to perhaps skim, and I encourage you to read the introduction, the conclusion, and the abstract, which is the summary, and try to just get the main ideas of the concepts and looking at bold words, italicized words. You read first and last sentences of paragraphs. The more you read, the more you know. It's for sure great. But I would say for those, I'd say skim. For this one, try to read as much as possible, as a lot of the keys and terms we'll be using, these definitions will be key throughout the semester. But positive ethnocentrism, a key and theme of this course, so I'm going to read it one more time, is this notion of centering or grounding oneself in one's own community and culture, assuming a position that one's culture is not better than all others, but rather preferred by one for non-prejudicial reasons, and being open to mutually beneficial relations and exchanges with others. So that's what this semester is going to be all about, learning about ourselves, learning about others, learning about the history, culture, contemporary issues, and just engaging in that mutual reciprocity of sharing as we work to create a more just and equitable society. There's this notion that we are the leaders we've been waiting for, and this notion that we want to be the change we want to see in the world. So with that being said, without taking too much more of your time, do reach out to me and email me. You saw my email at the top of the syllabus there. You can reach out to me with any questions or concerns. And just a reminder that you're a human being who is worthy of love. Yes, you, the person on the other side of that screen. Please take care of yourself. You're a human being, not a machine. I want to say to you in Oneida, say Yawanko Galunukwa Unugiwa, means thank you. I got love for you. Until next time. In the words of DJ Felly Fell from Power 106, once upon a time when I was growing up, say, if nobody loves you, Dr. Reed loves you. I got love for you, people. Have a great day. Take care. And I will see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much.